May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be ever pleasing in your sight, O God, our strength and our Redeemer. For everything there is a season, and for every time a blessing under heaven. A time to sow, a time to reap, a time to gather in stones, a time to throw stones, a time to go to war, a time to sleep, a time to embrace, a time not to embrace. There is a time for everything. And our life certainly turns on time, doesn't it? We fall into seasons of getting busy and not busy. We fall into seasons of being with family and being not with family. We fall into these times and these seasons. And our church does that too, doesn't it? Right now we're in the fall. Things seem to be building up again. More ministry, more things getting done than in the summer and the relaxing time. And some seasons are pleasant. Some seasons are joyful and welcome and hopeful. And then there are those dreaded seasons, like winter, or the Cleveland Browns. There's one dreaded season that comes up in the church that I think people always groan when they hear it. And that is, of course, the season we are in now, stewardship. Because stewardship often deals, or people think it often deals with just one thing: money. Which is one of those three things we're never supposed to talk about: religion, politics, money. We talk about all those here at one point or another. But stewardship deals with money, which is something that's very personal to us. But as we start this stewardship season, as we get into the next 3 weeks after this of stewardship work that we're going to do, and the sermons we're going to have, and the speakers we're going to hear, the one myth I do want to dispel is that it is not just about your money. Stewardship and good stewardship is much broader than just talking about financial resources. Stewardship is about coming into a deeper understanding of the blessings we have of time, of talent, and of treasure. And it's about looking at and assessing those blessings and finding out, are we using our blessings the best way we can? Are we using our blessings in the way God is calling us to use them? Are we using them in a way that brings us fulfillment and joy? It's figuring out with our time and our talent and our money if our treasure, if all of that stuff is also where our heart is as well. It's looking at how we share those things, how we share our time, our talents, and our treasure with our community, with our church, with our friends, with our family, and with ourselves. What do we do with all of those blessings in our lives? Because to be a steward is to be one who manages all that. That's why they call it stewardship. Many people often hear stewardship language when it comes to caring for the earth. The idea that we must care for the blessings we have so they will be there for generations to come. So that the earth is around for a long time and our creation is cared for. The next 4 weeks, we're going to talk about being stewards of our blessings, of being responsible with our blessings. We're going to talk about those different aspects: time, talent, and treasure. And then come All Saints Sunday, the week after Reformation Sunday, the first Sunday in November, we will gather in our pledges and our assessments and our looking at our blessings as we remember all the saints who came before us and the blessings they shared in this place. But we aren't there yet. And we're not going to get there for a little while. Today, we talk about time. Today, we talk about the seasons of our lives. We talk about how busy our lives seem to be. What does it mean to be good stewards of our time? Something that often doesn't even seem like it's our own. I do often worry about things, and time is certainly one of them, because there just never seems to be enough. Like our gospel for today, it's one of the anxieties and stressors in my life that I worry about, that there's not enough today for today. How can I possibly put it off for tomorrow? We always seem to be chasing time. We never catch up to it. We never feel like we're solidly with our time, do we? Especially in this world that just keeps getting busier and busier and seems to pull us in more and more directions. So what does it mean to be holy with our time? What does it mean for you to be holy with your time? Well, many of you are doing it already. You're here. You took your valuable time, your Sunday morning, and you spent it here in this place. You came to worship. You came to praise. You came to pray. You came to be in community with one another. You looked at your week and said, I need this time here now. Why would you do that? Think about why you think it's valuable to have your time spent here. And beyond just worship, how many of you show up every time we say, oh, there's a yard sale and we need help pricing. Oh, there's a Summerfest and we need help cooking hot dogs. Oh, there's this or that. And everyone comes out and helps and gives of their time. This is a congregation that gives of its time and gives generously, and has always done that. You have this practice, and you know it. And the church is all the better for it. The community is all the more stronger for it. And the time you put in here is important, and it is appreciated. But let's take a step further beyond the church. Because again, stewardship is not just about what you give to this church. Stewardship is about looking at your whole life. Looking about all the blessings you have and how you spend it in your whole life. A holistic approach. And if we're going to look at our time, this gives you a chance and a season and a moment to stop and assess where you're spending your time, and are you happy where you're spending your time? It gives you a chance to look at, am I putting too much time into work or into business and not into the family and the things that feed me and my soul and body? Where am I spending my time? Because to be a good steward of your time is to look at where your heart longs to be and making sure you're trying to make the effort to be there. And this season invites us into that work. And there are things we can't change, of course. We have to go to work. We have to go grocery shopping. We have to wait in line at the DMV. Things will eat up our time. But it's looking at the free time you have. It's looking at how you can make subtle changes. It's about being practical and aspirational as you examine where God is calling you to spend your time. And when you do look at your time, when you make those assessments, when you look at your day and how it's planned out, or your week and how it's planned out, remember the gospel message that was in our gospel reading for today. Today's problems are enough for today. Tomorrow will always come. There will always be more problems tomorrow, too. There's only so much we can do and take care of in one day in the 24 hours we have. So look at those 24 hours. Look at what you can do with that time and figure out where your heart longs to be. Figure out where you can plan your day better. And know that the time you put in here, the time you give to this place and this church, the volunteer hours, the work, the hours that go into here are appreciated by your pastor. They're appreciated by the people around you in the pews. And they are most importantly appreciated by God.